Hello, welcome. Thanks for coming. Thanks for submitting your choices. Leonard, thanks for organizing the playlist. The track we're listening to right now is not Yakuza 4. It'd be pretty out of place in Yakuza 4, but I think Yakuza could make it work. They could find a way to make it work. This is actually from The Elder Scrolls Skyrim. This is called Whiterun, The Streets of Whiterun. Amazingly gorgeous track. You know, I think that's one of the moments in Skyrim. Like, you know, the combat's not great in Skyrim. There's a lot of things that are not great, but all of it put together, the open world, the exploration, the things that you find along the way, you know, going on a big walk through the mountains, getting attacked by big creatures, surviving, coming up to a new town and going, what's this town? Oh, it's Whiterun. And this music starts, I think is such a part of the experience of the game and what it does really well. But that was my choice for the top 20 of this 2011. Yeah, I didn't even have time to check on your list. I just guessed nobody would pick this one. No Skyrim, you bastards. All right, first up, for you plebs, you non-cultured plebs, is Yakuza 4. For Faith. Picked by, I'm going to guess, ooh, that's a hard one. I know Lena loves Yakuza, but so do a lot of people in this list. Not Claudio. This is so cheesy. Well, what do you think of that? I think it sounds kind of rockin' and epic. I like your comparisons of Weddings and Sonic. There's some interesting synth stuff that comes in there. I think it's got kind of like sounds kind of like a soap opera video game to me. I think it suits the game pretty well. It's, to me, it's a little bit cheesy, but I think that Yakuza can pull off a kind of cheese that still seems serious because they're so sincere with what they do. So I think it works. All right. Hey, yeah. It's even got some music stuff on it. Little saxophone from my grandfather that played the saxophone. Cheesy, thought it was epic. Epically cheesy. Yeah, things can be epic and cheesy. In fact, a lot of epic things are cheesy. I love Muse and Queen. They're kind of cheesy. All right, next up is from Rayman Origins OST Land of the Living Dead. You do get the cheesy comment, but that's certainly not a bad thing in the context. Yeah, I would agree there. It's like, it works for it. You can really imagine like a montage showing like all the things and like super cuts of people yelling at each other and a cut of like a little girl being shocked and stuff. So I think it works pretty well. All right, Rayman, what do you got? Hi. What a beautiful game. Well, a fantastic tribute to Ennio Morricone, as one legend said. That opening kind of whistle and then into the galloping cowboy sounds. This is such a fantastic tribute to that kind of music, while still retaining its sort of Rayman oddness, especially in the beginning. These sort of like really organic, kind of funky, kooky, clumsy, cutesy sounds. Always impressed with the music from this franchise. All right, mothers. Next up is Dead Island. Who do you voodoo?
You ain't scared. Yeah. Things that go bump in the night. Me. Sam B. Shrunken head, broken legs, body parts on the concrete. Cut 'em up, butcher style gators in the swamp. Red light, leave 'em dead, running like a track meet. Scared of nobody, what your motherfuckers want. Believe me when I tell 'em I'm a boogeyman beast. Lead 'em slash from their head to their feet. Pin bricks to the chest of a bitch, well fed, cooking meat, cannibal trying to eat. I got a zombie army, and you can't harm me. Yeah, who do you voodoo, bitch? Drink blood like a vampire without warning. Who do you voodoo, bitch? Stand up. Sam B got the thing that go bump in the night. Whoa. Who do you voodoo, bitch? Hide your kids, grab your wife, better get out of sight. Who do you voodoo, bitch? Let's go. Sam B the Papa Shango, I'm bearing some maybe. Handful of fingertips, toss 'em up like confetti. Stay full of corpse bitches, I'm a pimp of the dead. Come fuck with a zombie, I put a stake in your head. Look, you want ghouls, I got fucking platoon. Maybe everybody dies, I'm see your ass real soon. Rack bones to the marrow, hot sauce and they suck it. Now my juju ain't nothing to fuck with. I got a zombie army, and you can't harm me. Yeah, who do you voodoo, bitch? Drink blood like a vampire without warning. Who do you voodoo, bitch? Stand up. Sam B got the thing that go bump in the night. Whoa. Who do you voodoo, bitch? Hide your kids, grab your wife, better get out of sight. Who do you voodoo, bitch? Let's go. Cut your head off, you leave your motherfuckers dead. I got a zombie army, and you can't harm me. Who do you voodoo, bitch? Drink blood like a vampire without warning. Who do you voodoo, bitch? Sam B got the thing that go bump in the night.
I think that, for what it is, trying to be like this kind of 90s West Coast rap with the blank, 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 and kind of the spooky sounds. I think it fits the West Coast rap sort of spoof genre. And I think that, is Dead Island kind of like a goofy game where they're going for like a lot of personality, perhaps? I think at the right moment, this could be, it's definitely going to be a surprise depending on how they do it. Like you say, if this was in San Andreas, yeah, you wouldn't be surprised. There's not really a lot of hip-hop in video games, so if you can find a place to put it in, you might as well. It just depends what the game is. Like, if I was playing Resident Evil 7, I wouldn't want to hear this. But if it was sort of like a goofier, kind of campy zombie game, like what's that one where you're in the mall and it's on Xbox and your name is like, you can fight with everything, and big 360 game? That kind of, this would fit well. Dead Rising, yeah. I think it would fit well there, right? Okay, I have no idea what's going to be next, so let's go for it. Child of Eden, Starline. Alright, I don't know what this is. Who do you voodoo, bitch? quite interesting. Really nice. You know, it's like it's got a really warm, soulful quality to it, which is something I don't normally get out of a lot of like EDM dancey stuff, you know? It feels very pure. I gotta read the Hitchhiker's Guide. I have the book. I got a big leather-bound, gold-flaked version of it. You're in cyberspace trying to save a pop star from a virus. It's a bullet hell shooter kind of game. Friends, how much of that description would you need to read before you click buy? This is nice. This is really, I really like this track, Prince. A lot of times your tracks don't click with me because they're so intense. They're like, working out! Ah! But this is really cool. I really like this. I'm going to click like on it. I have a big old book. Next up, Sonic Crisis City, Sonic Generation. Here we go. This is more like a Prince track. El Azul! I love this. It's good. I love that violin. That's a really nice touch. Again, a little more soulful, you know? A little more personality, a little more organic. Who wrote this? Is it really Hamazu? Jun Senoue. With contributions from others. Yeah, it is, eh? Like a little bit of garage. Fantastic. Oh, I can't give up now. I mean, that music really fits Sonic. The EDM, pulsing of it, but then that kind of like Eastern Japanese influence. Because I think Sonic is sort of like, I always think of Sonic as Japan's idea of like what a 90s North American kid would like, you know? And breathe. Oh, okay. Oh, but it's still got these nice kind of sinister video gamey stuff and nice. Fantastic. You know what? Normally I see Sonic on the list, and if it's not the first 3 Sonics or Sonic CD, I go, ooh, this is going to be really annoying. This is awesome. I'm going to press like. I did. Okay, next up is from Portal 2. The end credits. Want You Gone.
Well, here we are again. It's all pleasure. Remember when you tried to kill me twice? Oh, how we laughed and laughed, except I wasn't laughing. Under the circumstances, I've been shockingly nice. You want your freedom, take it. That's what I'm counting on. I used to want you dead, but now I only want you gone. She was a lot like you, maybe not quite as heavy. Now little Carolyn is in you too. One day they woke me up so I could live forever. It's such a shame the same will never happen to you. You got your shorts and I red. That's what I'm counting on. I'll let you get right to it. Now I only want you gone. Goodbye, my only friend. Oh, did you think I meant you? That would be funny if it weren't so sad. Well, you have been replaced. I don't need anyone now. When I delete you, maybe I'll stop feeling so bad. Go make some new disaster. That's what I'm counting on. You're someone else's problem. Now I only want you gone. Now I only want you gone. Now I only want you gone.
Beautiful. I mean, Portal, they that's from Portal 2. I guess they really shocked people at the end of the first Portal with a song that was beautiful and poignant and was a bit more sort of, I don't know, maybe a little warmer, a little friendlier. So this is kind of like that darker version of it. That was fantastic. Oh yeah, it's I love humor, and especially media that doesn't want to hit you over the head with it, that rewards a careful listen with like those little jokes in between and the delivery and how fast it is, and it's yeah, subtle. Amazing. All right, next up is from Dead Island again. Lifeguard theme. On piano. That's funny, Leon. I didn't notice it. Like a voodoo bitch. Ooh, this is really nice. Yeah, I think so, One Much. Next up. All right, so that was a really gorgeous track from Dead Island. And yeah, not what I expected after hearing the last thing that I didn't expect for it. You're trying to help people stuck inside a lifeguard base. Interesting. So sort of like the piano is trying to sound hopeful, trying to sound helpful, but it sounds like the piano can't get going, you know, like it's a wave, like it's trying to do one stroke in the water, but not able to keep the momentum going. It's just really nice, and the percussion that comes in is spooky and beautiful. Yeah, exactly. One lets you kind of feel like it's meant to go somewhere and then never does. Exactly. Yeah. Beautiful. Wow, some amazing tracks today. 2011, good year for games, good year for music. Everybody stepped up the game. Next up is from Bastion, one of the killer indie games from that year. Brusher. Fantastic track. I really like that like really dirty, crunchy, compressed, distorted bass and guitar. It kind of reminds me of the music from NHL 98, which is one of the last times that the NHL games had a good actual score instead of like a lame soundtrack. I think they realized that sound is something that you can have. I mean, there's more composers out there than good games, right? So you kind of have your pick. So you can easily have fantastic music, and you can let people really go, and they can add a lot. I mean, it's a visual and an audio experience, right? I think so much of Skyrim is the music, and so much of Elder Scrolls games in general is the music. You know, or even the soundtrack to Fallout. It's so important. Think of Star Wars and the music. It's so important. I think I like the music in I didn't. What was the one after Bastion? Transistor. I never got into that system, but I really liked a lot of the pieces of music on there. Especially one, we'll do a little bonus track from Transistor. It's called like Beach or something. Sandbox. That is so awesome, that like slide bluesy thing. Man, how cool is this? Like a little bossa nova. Very nice. Yeah, Lena, I like it. All right, that was a beautiful track from Transistor. Very Hawaiian, absolutely. All right, next up is Final Fantasy IV. Always managed to make an appearance on like almost like every list we do. The After Years. Dispossessed Eidolons. Eidolons are dispossessed. What a really interesting track. Like a lot of, I'm going to guess this is maybe Uematsu. This is called The Battle with the Mysterious Girl. Really sort of like disparate tones. Definitely feels like something, like when I hear this track, I can hear the power of an Eidolon building, but like kind of being out of sorts, and it's like a lot of power, but it's off. It really sounds like you're seeing a lot of power being sort of manipulated and broken in a way, and it's about to sort of explode. I think his track perfectly captures that. I've never played this game. I think Prince or Felix have, but anyways, yeah, fantastic track. All right, next up from Might and Magic Hero 6, Winter Plains Terrain. I've got a good feeling about this one. And then we'll have our little break. We'll talk about trivia. Felix! Sort of Chrono Crossy. Glass of Midori. That was nice. Are you gonna do it again? Give it to me. Ooh, even better. Winds of Time. right, that's a beautiful little track from Might and Magic Hero 6. I don't know anything about these games other than there's a lot of them, and I heard somebody say they're an old school gamer and they like these games. But I had a feeling when I saw some kind of an RPG name with Winter Plains Terrain, that kind of like a generic RPG name, we were going to get something really beautiful. Just like very mature theme, very thoughtful, not in a hurry, calming but important. That's fantastic. All right, so we're going to go through... We're going to take a look at the top 10 best-selling games from 2011. 2011 was a fantastic year for games. Let's see which ones sold well. Now, these sales are a little crazy because the way they did it was, let's see here. Okay. I want to see the top in the world. So these are the annual 2011 top 10 games. New physical retail only across all platforms, including PC. So this is kind of when people started getting into downloading more games, right? But physical was still the top one. Still the top way to go. So, let us see here. So, number 10, top 10 best-selling game in 2011 was Assassin's Creed Revelations. Anyone know anything about this game? I've only really played Assassin's Creed 2, and I got pretty bored of it. I could see myself like sitting down and enjoying kind of the parkour and the running and the missions. It's got all the things there. I didn't like the story whatsoever. I didn't really connect with the players and the characters, and I didn't really feel any kind of like a heartbeat to it. Number 9 was Just Dance 2 on the Wii. The Wii still holding out real strong. I mean, these Just Dance games still get put out on like even the lower powered systems, years after when all the other franchises moved on to the next one. Just Dance is still out there. I've never played one of these either. I didn't really play a lot of games out this year. I was working away and I was playing some kind of like old PS3 stuff. And Deus Ex Human Revolution, I think, is like one of the few games that came out the year that I played. Never Ending Just Dance. Gears of War 3. It's a Gears of War title, well on its way, super powered. I think they still put them on the Wii. I think they just like find a cheap way to port it down. I've never played a Gears of War game. I don't think I didn't play a lot of 360 stuff, and it looks fun. I mean, that's the one that kind of really got the sort of cover shooting mechanic started, and I love that idea of like, well, you could reload, or you could do a risky reload that could be faster or slower. I think that's a fantastic idea. Batman's Arkham City. I played Arkham City after playing The Last of Us, and it really disappointed me because like my first time with Lithuania, I think you say gay sex when you say Deus Ex. Deus Ex, gay sex. I would love some Deus Ex right now, please. I wish it was multiplayer with a lot of people. I remember playing The Last of Us at Ink of the Dragon's house all night. I stayed up all night to play it. And finishing it and then going home being like, now I'm back into video games and playing Arkham City, and it just being so much of like, go over there, go grab this thing. The Joker needs you to grab the tower. Oh, these guys. And I was like, ugh, it just feels like video games. The Last of Us kind of tainted me at that moment. And I tried Ni no Kuni at the same time and I couldn't get over it. But I mean, the combat system was obviously great, and it was a good superhero game, and it's a cool little franchise. Call of Duty Black Ops, the first one, the battle between what was it, like Treyarch and Infinity Ward, and I felt like I was always more of an Infinity Ward guy because I like Modern Warfare 1 and 2, and Black Ops I felt a little different the way you moved around, but Zombies was obviously really popular. It's one of the only games my little brother knows and will always play throughout the last 10 years. When he's into games, he'll get a PS3 and he'll play Black Ops Zombie Mode. And that's all he'll play. He doesn't understand that there's other kinds of ways of playing multiplayer. He doesn't understand that there's single-player campaign or anything. Just that. And although that's crazy, that's, I guess, a testament to its value. Number 5, Madden NFL 12, baby cakes. Sports games, yeah, they're always big. I think they're the only one in town now, right? They're the only ones that make NFL games, Madden. I wish they would just like release roster updates each year and then every couple of years kind of completely redesign it. Because it's just like, they're not able to ever make that next jump. Call of Duty was on the DS? I did not see that. Cool, that's really cool. Oh yeah, you probably had like a little pencil so you could point and stuff. Yeah, sports games. On the PS2 as well, it's kind of neat. Alright, ooh, Battlefield 3, a big contender in the shooters. Always good to have competition. Those Battlefield ever since like Battlefield 1942, they've just really done that like large scale multiplayer. You really feel like a little soldier, but then with the power to grab like a plane or something, you always feel like you're just kind of one run away from grabbing a really cool weapon. And then the later Battlefields when you could blow up a lot of buildings and stuff, I thought was really, really awesome. I definitely had my time with Battlefield, maybe like the one that had sort of a colon in front of it. Not Hardline or like Bad Company or something, but I did play a lot of one of the Battlefields. They're fun. All right, of course, number 3 top seller, Skyrim. What a big game. You know, Morrowind I was really blown away by. Oblivion is where a lot of people, I remember talking more about it, you know, more of the mainstream gamers. And then Skyrim was the one that everybody was like, this is the one we're all waiting for. I think they really nailed making it more mainstream as they went along. Obviously, Skyrim is still one of the most popular and recognizable RPGs of all time. And although I think they really lost a lot of the magic that was in Morrowind and what some people liked about Oblivion, Skyrim is still, it's still a pretty big deal. Came out the same day as Dark Souls. Number 2, Just Dance 3. How crazy is that? So, the Just Dance 2 is also on this list. How is that? That's crazy. Yeah, I found with Oblivion, I just didn't get that same kind of spark of like magic and mystery and the exoticness of Morrowind, you know. It felt it was more bland English people, and yeah, Oblivion kind of still seemed to have that more PC hardcoreness, whereas Skyrim's like, just let's get rid of all that, let's simplify this mainstream style. It's like you put Skyrim in the arcade. Like you put the Elder Scrolls in an arcade. Just Dance 3. Holy crap. 2 games in the top 10 for sales. Ubisoft is loving it. No wonder it's still around. And the number 1 best-selling game of that year, I think one of the best-selling games of all time, is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. So competing against Call of Duty Black Ops on this list. I definitely felt like it took maybe a step back in Modern Warfare 3, or like they kind of missed it. Modern Warfare is the one that took over for shooters mainstream. I think like when Modern Warfare came out with that multiplayer, they took RPG mechanics and they put it in to make it more addictive, like level up everything. Oh, if you want to use these kind of guns, you have to level up this gun. You have to get 50 headshots with this gun you don't want to use if you want to dual wield this gun that you actually do want to use. And that kept people playing and like unlocking perks and all that kind of stuff. It was funny because it was like such a bro game, but they were talking like they were playing an RPG, you know? They're like, oh, dude, bro, I'm leveling up my weapons, bro. Level 67. Pretty interesting. Don't touch that Morrowind. Well, yeah. You know what's going to happen, though? It's going to be a Morrowind released by Nomura, and it's just going to be... It's not going to be what you want. I would love them to somehow up-res it and just put it on every console. You know? It doesn't have to be that much better. It doesn't have to look like Skyrim or something. Just... Okay, please just make it look a little better and put it on the PS4. I'd love to play it. Nicola, you really like the magic system of Oblivion. All right, next up is from one of the biggest games of all time, Minecraft, which doesn't have a big soundtrack, but every song I've heard from it is amazing. This is Subwoofer Lullaby. Lullaby. Look at those blocks. Meow, meow, meow. Wow, just beautiful. I mean, this slow kind of pondering piano makes me feel like it's just sort of baby steps making its way through kind of a new world with these little pieces kind of being added, like the world is slowly opening up to you. Just kind of a bit by bit, like boom, boom, like you're placing one block at a time, one block at a time. Yeah, look at that beard, eh? I think my beard now is better than that, isn't it? I think I look a little thinner. A little thinner in the face. Could be the angle. Or how close I am to this camera. Different glasses. My COVID hair. I look happy. I had a really good time playing this that one day. Just a glorious soundtrack. I wish it was longer, but it's perfect for what there is. Yeah, it could be a zoom in thing. Thankfully not. All right, next up is, oh yes, Donkey Kong Country Returns Palm. Oh, stand-up synth bass or something. love Donkey Kong music. You know what? We'll have to do a whole episode of either like Donkey Kong or David Wise. Is it David Wise that did a lot of the stuff? This is actually from Kenji Yamamoto, Hamano, Tajima. A bunch of Japanese people did this. So I guess this is their like sort of remix of the original stuff. It's quite nice. But yeah, I'd love to do a whole episode on Donkey Kong music, specifically by the fella that did Sticker Brush Symphony and like Underwater Ambiance and all that stuff. He came back in Tropical Freeze. Tropical Freeze soundtrack was fantastic too. Alright, that was great. So next up is from Final Fantasy Type O. I can never get away from this game! CD1 track. Oh, here we go. Machino Kunagiri. Nice track. I find that like this kind of, it's like a Western halftime kind of trippy. It's like a really kind of slick Western, like a cyberpunk Western sort of. I love the like the instrumentation, the vibe they're going. Always, you can always recognize a Type O song, and without them sounding repetitive. And I do enjoy the soundtrack a lot. I love that like dirty, gritty, real bass in there. It's like kind of like rock, Western, symphonic. It's a really, really beautiful musical style. Yeah, I didn't get into this game. I played it at the wrong time, and I hated the opening story. So. But yeah, I hear a lot of good things about it. I rarely hear anyone say overall it's bad. I've heard some people like say they don't like the story or the combat, but they always tend to like one of them. So there you go. It's there for everybody to play. One of your favorite OSTs of Type O. Next up is from Shogun 2 Total War, the Battle of Shinobu. Battle I think pretty good. It's a bit repetitive and not really a lot standing out, but I think probably while you're playing, a big, huge battle like this and focusing on all these little micromanaging and macro managing, it probably fits, I don't think they want to be too distracting with it. It is like pretty propulsive though with the drums. I wonder if all those drums really kind of get in your way for a battle. I don't know how long the battles are in these Total War games, but I thought that they kind of went on for some time, so I wouldn't want to hear this track for like more than 15 minutes or something. That definitely. What song is that from? Oh, it's from the Imperial March. It's the B section of Imperial March. I love Divinity. I can agree with Wunlich and Lenot where I really, really love everything Divinity is doing. And every time I try to get back into it, and I try a lot, I was like, the combat is so hard, and I can't remember all my abilities and stuff. There's so many spells and abilities, and like every piece of armor you put on can give you 1+ in like necromancy, which means you could have a whole bunch of other spells. So it's hard, but when I get into it and just start walking around, you find all these amazing things. Like, who are these people? What are these people doing? And everything is voiced. There's so much love put into those games. All right. Next up is Yu-Gi-Oh! 2011, Over the Nexus, NDS Duel. Okay. This is definitely a Prince track! Oh my god. I can't believe that was on the DS. Sounds good. How do you sound? Kind of like a snivelly little brother who's just like poking me. I haven't really heard anyone talk other than Horky. Horky sounded exactly like I thought he would sound. Chris, I think, sounds like a slightly, like he's older than me. Maybe a deeper voice. Like He's like a wise father. How does Felix sound? Huh. Prince sounds colorful and positive, upbeat, but with a maturity. Felix is more excited and playful. Yeah, excitable, playful, swinging wildly from emotion to emotion.
Oh yeah, I'll take that.
Makes you learn the ability to do two things in one, driving a bike while playing cards. It's awesome. Siegfried, you would sound like, I think because I can see half of your face, you kind of sound pretty friendly. Friendly and a bit kind of, friendly and maybe a bit loud. Not loud, sometimes loud. Yeah, I think friendly and smiley and intense. Alright, that was interesting. Great sound. This has got like a really kind of juicy, pretty delicious sound. I feel like I could eat this track. Alright, next up. Duke Nukem Forever. We're on, what are we on? 4 more tracks. Yeah, I'll stream after this. Oh, I love those bending guitar riffs.
Let's go, baby.
Brady! I guess I could. I like the intro. It's just like a pretty kind of pounding, raw, sort of like just fun, kind of almost like stupid rock. Almost like slightly southern in a way. It's got some personality though. It's pretty fun. All right, next up is from, speaking of Ghosts of Sushi, Infamous 2, the Red soundtrack. And I thought I was a pyro. Oh, cool. Yeah, you gotta make it down. Must have hit their funny bone. All right, nice little track. Creates a nice little mood. I think if you were going through some sort of like, big third person... Start hugging a game to death. What a great quote by Horky, inspired by Linot. My pun. Okay, fantastic. As long as I didn't hurt you with the volume, that's what I care about. A nice little track. Kind of like good, but a bit bland, which fits Infamous pretty well, I think. All right, next up is Terraria. Oh, good God. Good Lord. Are we friggin' ready to listen to Terraria? Oh, come on, yes. Terraria music is pretty fantastic. You know, it's sort of like ambient. It's sort of sparse, but it's like also it's got its own little quirks to it, almost like a bit kind of Danny Elfman-ish, like Carnival-y. And I mean, I think this track totally captures the vibe of sort of at night, that retro feel of going underground, little pulses that seem like they're growing and echoing as you're exploring caves. And this is gorgeous. I don't think I've ever heard a Terraria track I don't like. Tingling high notes, nice way to put it. Yeah, it's almost like weird sort of electrical surges, and it's just, I think it fits well with kind of the idea that you're having lots of different elements are coming here and there, and you're kind of combining things in different ways, so there is going to be that disparateness, that difference between different like objects in the game. It's fantastic. Cool. Next up is, a Zelda track. I was wondering if we're going to get one. Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. This is Koloktos / Moldarak. Pretty video game-ass title there. Definitely sounds like anytime you hear that on the lower piano notes and the marching snare, almost always sounds like a boss theme. Boss theme. It's a funny compliment, though, eh? You look better with a beard. You look better when your face is covered. Have you considered a hijab? Horky Sporky. Contrarian Horky. How are you doing, buddy? All right, next up is another Might and Magic track. Might and Magic Hero 6, Summer Plains. people do, they shave their beard like here to give themselves a fake chin line, fake jawline. This is a nice track. Good track. Yeah. So I played it again. I don't want to see the game. I like seeing this like really lush, super bright, high contrast greens. I think it fits this music really, really well. This is beautiful stuff. This song takes its time. It builds. It has a lot of almost like mystery and nice blooming positivity coming from it. It's fantastic. 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. That's nice, man. It almost looks like a chessboard. It's gorgeous. Another gorgeous track. Very mature. Mature track. Sometimes the mature ones don't get the attention. All right. Track number 21. To the Moon. From To the Moon. Don't know what this is. That's a great track, Claudio. That's right. It's a beautiful track. I mean, just seeing, you can tell that it's going to be a very emotional game, but a little syrupy sweet to deal with the sadness. Yeah, we'll space out the year themes. We'll eventually get to, most of the big years. Yeah, we can go with lyrics. That's funny. I actually had in my head, I was like, what kind of track do I want to hear? I was like, oh, you know what I really want to hear? I want to hear a fighting game theme from, what is it, Marvel vs. Capcom? Where they say, gonna take you for a ride? Is that Street Fighter Alpha 2? That has lyrics, so I'll probably end up playing that as the intro theme. Gonna take you for a ride. Da-da-da-da. We'll see. Normally, I really hate songs that have lyrics in video games because they tend to just be really poorly done in my estimation. They're like too cheesy, or just they don't like ring true to me. So I'm happy to see if you can rustle up some of the best ones and convert me. This was definitely this playlist had a ton of really great tracks that I didn't consider before, that I had no idea existed, and really enjoyed. So, all right, that was it. I'm gonna come back with some Dishonored in about like 10 minutes. I gotta go outside and I gotta deal with some kind of bird that fell out of a tree. I'll try not to have the song playing in my head as I see the bird and cry my eyes out. So I'll come back. We'll do like a quick little Dishonored stream, or Banner Saga. Maybe Dishonored, because I think the last one we did was Banner Saga. So we'll be back in maybe like 10-15 minutes for do like a 45 or an hour. Thanks already for joining me. The next theme is game songs with lyrics. Games, songs with lyrics. And I'm gonna take you for a ride. There you go. Alrighty. I'm out of here. Thank you guys so much for participating, Lena for organizing it, everybody for nominating and making Wednesday such a fun little day to look forward to. I'll be back. Goodbye for now.